Jenny, for you to have gotten to the point where you're actually thinking about redesigning your assessments, like how difficult was that? Because we get that quite a bit. We've launched the AI, we've endorsed the AI framework in education. And one of the key principles is to look at redesigning assessment and learning outcomes. But we have a lot of our lecturers just saying, like, that's a lot of work. It's also connected to the accreditation, SACWA, CHE. So there's complexity in that, in the rubrics, in the way in which they've already designed it. And to some extent, some of the faculties definitely, if they've decided to do invigilated exams, great to them, we can understand that. But at your just like understanding as a lecturer, was it a lot of work? And why did you feel like that work was worth this process as opposed to sticking to your lane? Go to the library, do it like this, give me a screenshot, I'm not interested.
Yeah. I think if we look back on the uncertainty that we faced here at UCT, we're looking at fees must fall and so on. We're looking at COVID. We're looking at UCT5. The thing that has struck me most often is that what I dislike the most is uncertainty. I can handle difficulty, but I do not like uncertainty. And I
COVID
think
must have really thrown you for a loop
yeah,
then.
but if you think about from the student perspective, they also don't like uncertainty, not knowing what is the directive, what is the lecturer going to do. Then how are they operating? They're operating in fear, and we don't learn in an environment of fear.
Yeah.
So I think that's, to me, the driver of, rather explode the problem and let the pieces land on the floor and then look at them as you pick them up. And see what sense you can make of it. Don't ignore it and close the cupboard door and not look at the problem. So to me, it's rather a point that the point is to, we're not going to do it right the first time, and you're going to redesign and then have to redesign. But that's the modern world. Nothing is ever finished. So I think we're learning at the same time as the students. I think that's the difficulty. So we're going to make mistakes, and what interventions we put in place may not work or may not work fully. But we have to do something, and I think we have to open up the conversation. So what I've done with my assignments now also is have a whole extra sort of almost a page, what is generative AI, what is different types of AI. Here's the UCT AI policy. You need to read it as a student, as we have to read it as staff. That's your contract. You need to read about that. And then how can I use AI in this assignment? Not all assignments, because each assignment is different. How am I allowed to use AI in this assignment, and how am I not allowed to use it? So that's explicit. So we're not leaving students in the dark, unknown and operating out of fear. And then there's also a statement, sort of an extended plagiarism statement. Okay, I've used AI. How have I used it? So I used this, and at what stage of the assignment?